Good evening. Please be seated. Interim Dean Peter Mortensen, special guest Dr. Sheila Johnson, distinguished guests, graduates, families, faculty, staff, and friends. Welcome to the School of Music Convocation, and to all mothers out there, born or chosen, happy Mother's Day. We are here to celebrate an important milestone in the lives of the young people who entrusted several years of their lives to the University of Illinois School of Music. Yesterday, the university held its official ceremony, bringing together many units of the campus, and now we celebrate the accomplishments and graduation of the School of Music class of 2018. Getting to this point was a collaborative project of our graduates and our faculty, but of course the collaboration extended beyond the campus. So we also want to take a moment to recognize the parents, spouses, siblings, extended family members, partners, and others who have supported and encouraged these students as they pursued their goals. Would all family members of our graduates please stand and be recognized? You can see it doesn't just take a village, it takes a city, because that was pretty much everybody out there. Thank you for coming. Moments like this are pivots between past and future. And I'm talking to the students now, so I'm going to turn to my left. Can you all hear me okay? All right, great. Some of you will know exactly where you're going next, and others may feel in limbo. Some have an entire life plan mapped out, and others may take things as they come. When this moment comes around every year, I'm reminded of something our distinguished alum and special guest Sheila Johnson said in another speech on campus a few years ago about leadership. It's more like playing jazz than conducting a symphony orchestra. She should know she improvised sometimes on her way to success. Life is like jazz too. In other words, there has to be a plan of action, but much of that plan will be carried out through disciplined improvisation. We hope the School of Music has given you the tools for moving into your future, but we know there's no way that your formal education can have prepared you for everything you'll encounter in your careers and lives. You'll have to be lifelong learners. Whatever you do next, remember the original impulse that brought you here. Remember the spark of passion that led you to decide to pursue music instead of something else that might yield a bigger paycheck upon graduation. Let that passion be the compass for whatever you do for the rest of your lives. Today, we congratulate you not just for earning a degree, but for embracing that passion for music and scholarship that drives you, and teaching as well. You are ready. You have earned a degree and developed skills and experience here that will open doors for you throughout the world, and that was made vivid by our commencement speaker yesterday at Memorial Stadium. The incredible network of connections you have just by virtue of being a graduate of this great university. So those doors will open, turn the doorknob, push the door open, and walk through. Also, remember that wherever you go, whatever you do, you will always be part of the School of Music's extended family. It's a lifelong attachment. Good, no groans there. Okay. If you're one of the many graduates who first came to campus for the Illinois Summer Youth Music Program, you probably have a clear idea what I'm talking about. And I just wonder how many former ISYM students are graduating today? Hands? Okay, yep. We also have a special guest speaker who also came through ISYMs. As you go forward from here, please keep in touch, especially letting us know your accomplishments so that we may publish them in our annual alumni magazine, Sonorities, and on our website and our social media feeds. We want to know what our alumni are doing. In fact, we need to know, because Then we can learn from you how to make sure we prepare future students as well as we possibly can for a changing world. The end of an academic year marks not just a rite of passage for our graduating students, but also for our faculty. Now, at this time in past ceremonies, we take a moment to recognize those who are retiring. Since we have no faculty retirees this year, I thought it might be a nice thing to recognize all faculty who are here, all of our excellent faculty for their years of service. I am privileged and constantly humbled to work with a group of extraordinarily talented, disciplined, dedicated, and renowned colleagues. So please stand as I read your names, recognizing years of service by decades served on the Illinois faculty. I will call out names in the order of number of years served, beginning with the most recent in each category, and each category will be a decade. And please hold your applause until each group, each category is recognized. So ready? We haven't done this before. So. Donna Gallo. Adam Cruz. Janet Revel Barrett. Carlos Carrillo. Daniel McDonough. Barry Hauser. Jean Ann Nichols. Linda Morehouse. Bernard Scully. Andrea Scholia. And Bridget Sweet. These are the folks we've appointed most recently and bringing fresh perspectives into the school. Thank you very much. Now we move to a more veteran group, those who have served from 10 to 19 years, beginning with Larry Gray, Julie Gunn, Christina Bashford, Dawn Harris, Tito Carrillo, Gail McGee, Cynthia Heyman Coleman, Rick Tauba, Ann Young, Jonathan Keeble, Charles McNeil, Gabriel Solis, Tim Aylen, William Kinderman, Ronald Rahm, Stephen Taylor, Dana Robinson, and Gerald Sienna. Thank you for your service. Now we move into more rarefied air, 2 decades or more of service, 20 to 29 years first. William Mersch, Barrington Coleman, Donald Schleicher, Elliot Chazanoff, Deborah Richtmeyer, J. David Harris, and Mark Mickey Moore. Also over here. There's more. Believe it or not, we have a few faculty who have served a lot more than that, and 3 of them are here today. At 38 years, Ollie Watts Davis. Moving to 43 years, Professor Emeritus Ian Hobson. And there's one more. And this is what gave me the idea to do this time. At 50 years this year, he began teaching at the University of Illinois in 1968, William Hylas. Thank you, faculty colleagues. It's a pleasure and an honor to serve with you every day. All right, before we move on, I want to also thank the School of Music administrative staff and student assistants for help in making this happen. We had a lot of folks working together to arrange this event, including the Center for the Performing Arts staff. This is the first time we've had our ceremony here, as our Smith Memorial Hall, our usual venue, is under renovation. So thanks both to the School of Music staff and Krannert staff for working together to make this event possible. When we're in Smith Hall, usually Professor Robinson plays the organ. We have no organ here, so we're pleased to have the Consortium Quintet play the prelude, processional, and recessional. Thank you. Now, no music school convocation is complete without a brief exhibition of what we do best, and that is make music. Tonight's special music is presented by the Elara String Quartet, who will perform from movements from Haydn's String Quartet in D major, Opus 75, number 5. The Elara String Quartet. Thank you very much. Beautiful performance. It's my pleasure now to invite Interim Dean Dr. Peter Mortensen to speak on behalf of the College of Fine and Applied Arts. Peter Mortensen.
Thank you, Jeff. On behalf of the College of Fine and Applied Arts, it is my pleasure to join you this afternoon to congratulate members of the graduating class of 2018 and to welcome your families, your friends, your guests who are here to share this special day with you. At yesterday's campus commencement, Chancellor Robert Jones officially concluded the university's celebration of its 150th year. That celebration kicked off last year with a gathering that featured vocal performances by School of Music students and faculty, as well as a faculty composer's new work for carillon and chimes. Speaking of gathering, a new composition by that name, commissioned expressly for the sesquicentennial, was performed by School of Music students and faculty in Chicago, New York, and Champaign. And just yesterday, on the final day of the sesquicentennial celebration, one of your own, alumna Sheila Johnson, received the honorary degree of Doctor of Fine Arts conferred before all assembled for commencement in Memorial Stadium. It is fair to say, and it must be said, that the University of Illinois simply could not have properly celebrated its 150th year without the considerable efforts of the School of Music. The College of Fine and Applied Arts is grateful for and proud of your creative contribution. Graduates, you reached this day thanks in no small measure to those who taught you in your chosen program of study. To the school's faculty, I offer the college's sincere thanks for that work. And thanks too to the school's excellent leadership, Director Jeffrey McGee, Associate Director Linda Morehouse, and Director of Graduate Studies, Christina Bashford. To the class of 2018, I welcome you to a new status, that of alumni. This status is not without responsibility. Your university, your college, and your school all need to hear from you in the years to come. What you are able to make of your time at Illinois means everything to us. We learn from you how to do what we do better for those who follow in your footsteps. I wish you well, class of 2018, the class that launches this university and this renowned School of Music into a second 150 years of vital service to the people of Illinois, the nation, and the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Mortensen. It is now my honor and pleasure to introduce this year's keynote speaker. Dr. Sheila Johnson stands simply among the most successful and accomplished UI alumni to have graduated in the past 50 years. Her career has taken her from enterprising music teacher to extraordinarily gifted and forward-thinking entrepreneur and philanthropist in media, sports, hospitality, leadership, and higher education. She also brings a strong social justice sensibility to all that she does. Sheila Johnson graduated from the University of Illinois with a BS in music education, for that was the degree in music ed at that time, in 1970. An accomplished violinist, she taught music at Sidwell Friends School and developed a robust private studio of violin students. In 1975, she founded Young Strings in Action, a group of aspiring musicians whom she took on an international tour. Soon thereafter, she was named U.S. Information Agency Cultural Liaison to the Middle East, from which position she helped to establish the National Music Conservatory of Jordan, the first of its kind in that country. In 1979, Johnson co-founded Black Entertainment Television, the first network to focus on the needs, interests, and culture of African Americans when it first aired in January 1980. Keep in mind, this was a remarkably visionary step at a time when cable TV was just beginning to revolutionize media production and consumption, a 3-year period that saw the launches of CNN, MTV, and ESPN. In 2000, she and her partner sold their interest in the company, and the proceeds opened up new vistas in entrepreneurship and philanthropy, from which the School of Music itself would benefit. Soon, she embarked on a new venture in hospitality and sports. In 2005, as founder and CEO, she launched Salamander Hotels and Resorts, now with 3 locations in Middleburg, Virginia, Destin, Florida, and New Orleans, Louisiana. That same year, she became president and managing partner of the Washington Mystics of the Women's National Basketball Association. She has expanded her leadership role in athletics to become vice chair of Monumental Sports and Entertainment with ownership in 2 other professional sports franchises. The Washington Capitals, who keep moving through the NHL playoffs as we speak, and the Washington Wizards of the NBA, who have also succeeded in the playoffs recently. It is exceedingly rare, if not unique, for a woman to enjoy such a powerful position within the world of men's professional sports. In the successes she enjoys in these ventures, Sheila gives back with extraordinary generosity. In 2006, she was appointed the Global Ambassador for CARE, a humanitarian agency fighting global poverty, and raised $8 million by the following year. She has made major gifts to many educational institutions, including the University of Illinois, where she established the Daniel J. Perino Chair in Music, which we just invested today for Professor Donald Schleicher, who's here with us today. And she also endowed the Susan Sterrett Scholarships in violin, named after her brilliant teacher she had before coming to the University of Illinois. And Susan Sterrett is with us today. Throughout, she has supported our mission to create a more diverse and inclusive student population. In 2010, Barack Obama appointed her to the President's Committee on the Arts and Humanities. By then, Johnson had already embarked on yet another venture, believe it or not, as a film producer. Since 2008, she has produced 4 documentaries about ordinary people who do extraordinary things. Her films have premiered at the Sundance Film Festival and the Tribeca Film Festival and have received numerous awards. Her film production activities led her to launch the Middleburg Film Festival at Salamander in Virginia a few years ago. In the past 2 years, she co-founded yet another ambitious project called We Capital, a consortium of leading business women whose mission is to deploy venture capital to empower women entrepreneurs to make a positive transformational change in the world. Through all this, Sheila has repeatedly and publicly credited her violin and music education studies here at the University of Illinois as the foundation for all her achievements, which led her in 2007 to endow a chair and violin scholarships in the School of Music in the names of her most influential teachers, the late Dan Perino and Susan Sterrett. In the fall of 2016, the Division of Intercollegiate Athletics honored her with an Achievement Award in recognition of her success and her distinction for being the first African-American cheerleader in Illini history. At the awards event 2 years ago, she reaffirmed the importance of the School of Music and the university in her life and work. Yesterday, as you've heard, at the campus commencement ceremony at Memorial Stadium, she received the prestigious honorary degree, Doctor of Fine Arts, for her achievements. Please welcome Dr. Sheila Johnson.
Thank you very much. I'm so short, they had to bring a stool in. Thank you and good evening. My name is Sheila Johnson, and I am a violinist. And even though I don't play nearly as often as I once did, or nearly as well, you don't know how proud it makes me to still be able to say those 4 simple words. I am a violinist. After all, I may be a successful businesswoman, I may be a noted philanthropist, a humanitarian, and a person who has achieved enough international acclaim in her life to be invited to give a commencement address at the University of Illinois School of Music. But make no mistake, above it all and at my very core, I still consider myself a violinist, and that makes me very proud. Almost as proud, in fact, as it makes me to know that this incredible institution played such an enormous role in taking my interest in music and turning it into a lifelong passion, for teaching me so many things like how well you perform on stage is really secondary to how well you prepare your life off stage, and ultimately how well you conduct your life when the spotlight is everywhere. And for providing me lifetime membership in this wonderful club, which now lists you among its ranks as well. A club which allows me, after all these years, to still call myself an artist. And believe me, it was not that long ago that I was sitting in the same seats you are right now, pondering my future and wondering what life might hold for a 21-year-old former cheerleader from Chicago, a young African American who at the time was recently married and who had just learned to play some of the greatest pieces in the canon of violin concertos. But other than that, a young woman who hadn't a clue as to what the future held for her. And that's what I'd like to talk to you about today. I want to talk to you about the difference between us, the difference between sitting in one of those seats as a brand new college graduate and 41 years later, standing at this podium trying to say something actually worth learning or hearing. Now, you may think the difference between us is enormous. You may think that the distance between where you're sitting and where I'm standing right now is so expansive that it is, for lack of a better word, incomprehensible. But it's not. Believe me. The distance between you and me is very, very small. In fact, take it from someone who knows, it's microscopic. Because given where I am on the journey of life, 41 years seems like a little more than a few months. From my perspective, success doesn't seem to be about strategic brilliance or some calculated management of one's potential, as much as it seems to be about showing up every day and working harder and smarter than the next person. And given what I know now, given the experiences I've had and the ups and downs I've known, I think I can say with relative certainty that wealth and fame are nothing more than accidental byproducts of success, fate's door prizes, if you will. And they are certainly not worth the time or effort so many people spend obsessing about them. The difference between professional success and all the other possible outcomes of a person's life generally boils down to three very simple things: hard work, deep passion, and above all, personal choice. Oh, sure, there is a lot of luck involved, but that's true in all aspects of life. The real variable, however, is choice. And how far you go in life and how you'll spend the rest of your days here on the earth all hinge on one thing: the choices you'll make. Some of the choices you have already made, whether you know it or not, you've already made those choices. But most of them are still out there waiting to be made, waiting to present themselves to you, and often when you least expect them. You know, I was given a great many gifts in my life, but let's be honest. The road to what might have been is littered with gifted people. I'm standing in front of you now because at some point in my very early in my life, I took my gifts, my God-given talents, and I made some clear and conscious choices. I chose to work hard. In fact, I chose to work harder than everyone else. I chose to always surround myself with people who were diligent, wise, moral, motivated, and just as important, fun. I then chose to try to be like them. I chose at different points in my life to seek out mentors and then to absorb every last drop of wisdom I could from them. And I will tell you, the greatest mentor of my life is someone I first met on this campus, Dan Perino was the beacon to me throughout my life. Another mentor who greatly affected my life and still does at the University of Illinois School of Music alum, Susan Sterrett. I don't know if I could have come this far without her unconditional love, unquestionable support, and the precious gift of social conscience. I chose to read. I later chose to write. I chose to take calculated risk when the situation called for it. I chose to leverage my strengths and my assets, and I chose to take full advantage of opportunities when they presented themselves. I chose to seek balance in my life between work, family, and friends. I chose to respect time, but never to fear it. I chose to play by the rules, but to secretly question authority. And I chose to constantly challenge conventional thinking. I chose love over hate. I chose hope over despair. And I chose faith over cynicism. But ultimately, when I was your age, there was one thing I did with utter certainty. I sat down one day and I chose success over all those other choices. And even now, despite my success, or perhaps maybe because of it, I continue to make choices. I could sit back and rest on my achievements, but I chose not to. There is so much left undone for me to rest now. And that's something I want to talk to you about today before I close, the being, time, and the value of it. But I will get to it in a moment. There are a few other things I'd like to talk to you about first. To those of you who have been on the music education track these past few years, I have to say I feel a special kinship with you. That was the track I chose as an undergraduate. I knew I loved the violin, but I also knew I had already reached the upper limits of my musical abilities. And whatever genius I may have had, it was not going to be realized on the stage. I did have a special talent for teaching. I loved teaching, and I was good at it, and I knew it. I also knew that I could find as much joy in the kindling a love for music in a young person's heart than I could in playing Mozart or Bach. In fact, in the early days of BET, as we were getting the network off the ground, our family was able to eat and keep a roof over its heads because, in between working on the business, I taught the violin in the off hours and dozens of young people in and around Washington, D.C. But as I said before, to those of you on the education track, we are brothers and sisters, and I congratulate you on your choice. To teach is one of the most noble of all callings. To your future teachers out there, I simply say bravo. And as a wife, a mother, and a lover of music, I offer you my heartfelt thanks. And to those of you on the performance track, I would just like to say I truly admire your courage, and I stand in utter awe of your talents. That's right, courage. Because that's exactly what someone must possess to willfully enter this economy as an artist. That, along with the nerves of steel and a cast iron will. But take it from someone who knows, someone who has been there. Guts alone will not guarantee your success as an artist. Your success will rely upon your talents as an accountant, your skills as a marketer, your drive as a salesperson, and your resolve as an executive. Because once you leave here today, from a musical standpoint, you are no longer an individual. Every last one of your performers immediately becomes a corporation. You will become an entity with assets and liabilities. And how far you go in your chosen field will be very much tied to how effectively you leverage those assets and how well you limit your liabilities. And if you think that sounds like boardroom talk, You're right. Because when it comes to your career as an artist, you are the chairman of the board. You're also the chief technical officer, the chief marketing officer, and the chief financial officer. And the sooner you view your talents in that same light that Toyota views its cars, with the same magnitude as Apple views its computers, and the same passion with which Ben & Jerry's views its ice cream, the better off you'll be. Your talent as an artist is your stock in trade, and the more demand you can generate for your talent, the better off you'll be. That's Business 101. The life of an artist in our economy is supply and demand in its purest, most unrelenting form. And like it or not, that's what's waiting for you out there. This is a harsh world for people who have chosen, as you have, especially those sensitive enough to actually have artistic greatness woven in their DNA. In the cities around the globe, large enough to support full-time artists and musicians, the cost of doing business is steep, the stakes are high, and the competition for what little work that does exist is savage. You have to perform as well as anyone, if not better, and you have to outwork and outthink them all. You have to dress appropriately. You have to develop a strong sense of interpersonal skills, and you have to be highly organized. You also have to show up on time, be proactive, stay hungry, and always, always follow up on even the smallest of details. I tell you these things not to scare you. I tell you them to help you and to motivate you. You are our torchbearers. You are the ones who will venture out into the world as artists, as musicians, as graduates of this amazing school, and you will be carrying with you the legacy of all of us who are gone before you and the hopes and dreams of all those who will come behind you. Regardless of what you decide to do with your career, your mind should remain open to all the new possibilities, and you should constantly be absorbing information, influences, and ideas, and will keep you young and vibrant for as long as you live. Keep an open mind and constantly nurture your intellectual curiosity, because while you can't always be young, you can always be vibrant. You can always matter. Keep this in mind. On any instrument, even the human voice, there is a place where even beginners can find the whole notes. But those who master their instrument do so because they've spent their lives exploring the spaces between the notes. That is where genius is found, and where those seeking endless possibilities spend their days. Between the notes is where all that is possible begins to unfold. It is where the undiscoverable lays waiting to be discovered, and where the impossible eventually becomes real. For the master musician, for those of you with a passion for life and the hunger for knowledge, between the notes is where the dreams come true. When you leave here today, I want you to make a promise, not to me, not to your parents, your friends, or your family, but make that promise to yourself. I want you to promise that you will make your life not just a piece of music, but a symphony, and that it will build a crescendo that will shake the foundation of all that we know. I want you to promise that you raise your expectations of yourself a full octave, and maybe two. And I want you to promise that no matter where you go in life, you will never stop exploring the endless possibilities that exist in that tiny little space between the notes. Thank you. Now I want you to go out there and make us proud.
We've had Dr. Johnson on campus for over 48 hours, and given that our convocation is one of the last ones, we understand that she has to return to her home, and her husband, the judge, has to be in court tomorrow morning. So he's been with her too, and we're glad for the time we've had. And in a few minutes, she'll be off to Washington, D.C. But we continue. The best is yet to come. Although we honor the recipients of our many School of Music awards and scholarships in a separate ceremony, we include in this program recognition of those students who have won the especially prestigious campus designation of Bronze Tablet. Will the following candidates receiving Bronze Tablet distinction please rise and remain standing as I call your name, and please hold your applause until all names are read. We have 4 Bronze Tablet scholars this year: Catherine Patricia Konomikes, Jennifer DeVries, Matthew Robert Harms, and Abigail Cott. Congratulations to our Bronze Tablet scholars. Just a little explanation about what the Bronze Tablet means. This honor is the highest academic honor available to undergraduates. It is awarded to students graduating with a 3.5 cumulative average and in the top 3% of their college's graduating class. As the recipient of this honor, each of the named students will have his or her name inscribed on a bronze tablet that is displayed in the corridor of the university library. For this reason, university honors recipients are known informally as Bronze Tablet scholars. Congratulations. Okay, now we proceed to the real business here today. Will all candidates for the Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Music, and Bachelor of Music Education please rise? They will be announced by Dr. Linda Morehouse, Associate Director of the School of Music.
The Bachelor of Arts, Riley Ano. Bachelor of Arts, Sarah Blanco. Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Music, Nicholas Erickson. Bachelor of Arts, Ziera Fox. Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Music, Scott Green. Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Music Education, Samantha Kotlicki. Bachelor of Arts, Samuel Litt. Bachelor of Arts, Eric Mendoza. Bachelor of Arts, Allison Milligan. Bachelor of Arts, Landon Rosenblum. Bachelor of Arts, Brianna Tyler. Bachelor of Arts, Bartek Urbanek. Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Music Education, Vance Bollinger. Bachelor of Music, Sydney Campen. Bachelor of Music, Matthew Erickson. Bachelor of Music, Grace Fink. Bachelor of Music, Matthew Granger. Bachelor of Music, Kelsey Grotkovich. Bachelor of Music, Matthew Harms. Bachelor of Music, Colton Heron. Bachelor of Music and Bachelor of Music Education, Duke Hyatt. Bachelor of Music, Alicia Hurtado. Bachelor of Music and Bachelor of Music Education, Justine Izuski. Bachelor of Music, John Lash. Bachelor of Music and Bachelor of Music Education, Jessica Mandel. Bachelor of Music and Bachelor of Music Education, Mason Manant. Bachelor of Music, Eric Matheson. Bachelor of Music, Joya Nicholson. Bachelor of Music, Marisa Noselik. Bachelor of Music, Andreas Reyes-Gert. Bachelor of Music, Lena Saleh. Bachelor of Music, Kayla Shaney. Bachelor of Music, Neetha Veraporn. Bachelor of Music, Andrew Wallets. Bachelor of Music, Kieran Williams. Bachelor of Music, Natalie Zoya. Bachelor of Music Education, Sarah Beyer. Bachelor of Music Education, Megan Bering. Bachelor of Music Education, Quentin Breach. Bachelor of Music Education, Madison Cardenas. Bachelor of Music Education, Matthew Carter. Bachelor of Music Education, Caitlin Claytor. Bachelor of Music Education, Catherine Konomikes. Bachelor of Music Education, Elizabeth Kratzer. Bachelor of Music Education, Grace Curry. Bachelor of Music Education, Jennifer DeVries. Bachelor of Music Education, William Ernst. Bachelor of Music Education, Sarah Flygar. Bachelor of Music Education, Brenda Herrera. Bachelor of Music Education, Brandon Jarrett. Bachelor of Music Education, Abigail Cott. Bachelor of Music Education, Valerie Lee. Bachelor of Music Education, Tori Leppert. Bachelor of Music Education, James McNair. Bachelor of Music Education, Cesar Mendoza Uestegi. Bachelor of Music Education, Melissa Okrezik. Bachelor of Music Education, Lale Omerai. Bachelor of Music Education, Unyoung Park. Bachelor of Music Education, Ingrid Reed. Bachelor of Music Education, Amy Reif. Bachelor of Music Education, Julia Roskopf. Bachelor of Music Education, Kristen Schuby. Bachelor of Music Education, Delaney Sterling. Bachelor of Music Education, Eric Stevenson. Bachelor of Music Education, Dennis Sykes, Jr. Bachelor of Music Education, Kennedy Vilt. And Bachelor of Music Education, Alexandra Wheatland.
Now, will all candidates for the Artist Diploma, Master of Music Education, Master of Music, Doctor of Musical Arts, and Doctor of Philosophy please rise? They will be announced individually by Dr. Christina Bashford, Associate Director of Graduate Studies.
Master of Music Education, Adam Fuschel. Master of Music Education, Kevin Haugland. Master of Music Education, Minjung Kim. Master of Music Education, Jeffrey Novak. And Master of Music Education, Alex Teeter. Master of Music, Shaylisa Alexander. Master of Music, Stephen Busaith. Master of Music, Jingyu Tsai. Master of Music, Jamie Cohen. Master of Music, Stephen Condon. Master of Music, Laura Demui. Master of Music, Malcolm Dyer. Master of Music, Holly Garrett. Master of Music, Katie Glassman. Master of Music, James Hevel. Master of Music, Wendy Huang. Master of Music, Noel Jones. Master of Music, Jean Lee. Master of Music, Jiru Lim. Master of Music, Manny Lin. Master of Music, Samuel Loomis. Master of Music, Cameron May. Master of Music, Paul Mock. Master of Music, Alex Munger. Master of Music, Stephen Michael Patrick. Master of Music, Ryan Pearson. Master of Music, Christine Phillips. Master of Music, Andrew Rodriguez. Master of Music, Laura Schachner. Master of Music, Richard Schlegel. Master of Music, Jeffrey Seltzer. Master of Music, Anjali Siva-Ainkaran. Master of Music, Jacob Thompson. Master of Music, Trevor Thompson. Master of Music, Catherine Wieland. Master of Music, Davian Williams. Master of Music, Yujia Shah. Master of Music, Xuezi Shu. And Master of Music, Jackson Yam. Now we move to our Doctor of Musical Arts recipients. Doctor of Musical Arts, Adrian Barnett. Doctor of Musical Arts, Chia-Ying Chang. Doctor of Musical Arts, Po Chuan Chang. Doctor of Musical Arts, Ewan Edmonds. Doctor of Musical Arts, Yohei Endo. Doctor of Musical Arts, Su Chung He. Doctor of Musical Arts, Ned Kellenberger. Doctor of Musical Arts, Hyung-Kyung Kim. Doctor of Musical Arts, Zachary Klobnak. Doctor of Musical Arts, Anne-Marie Cooney. Doctor of Musical Arts, Milie Kwon. Doctor of Musical Arts, Bill Nim La. Doctor of Musical Arts, Hayin Lee. Doctor of Musical Arts, Yi-Chen Lee. Doctor of Musical Arts, Bo Lu. Doctor of Musical Arts and Artist's Diploma, Tong Mu. Doctor of Musical Arts, Li Hua Pu. And continuing, Doctor of Musical Arts, Brian Reichenbach. Doctor of Musical Arts, Kyle Shaw. Doctor of Musical Arts, Mark Stingley. Doctor of Musical Arts, Fusan Ashley Wang. Doctor of Musical Arts and Master of Music, Joyce Susin Wu. Doctor of Musical Arts, Jianan Yu. Doctor of Musical Arts, Ji-young Yoon. And Doctor of Musical Arts, Yaowei Zhao. And finally, Doctor of Philosophy, Jason Hawkins. Please join me in congratulating all our graduate students today.
Hold a little bit of that for a few minutes from now. We have a couple more steps that we always do in our ceremony that we always find meaningful and musical. I would like to right now invite Dr. Jancy Philippus to the podium, who will give the alma mater greetings. Dr. Philippus.
Greetings, class of 2018, and happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. You are moments away from completing your time here as a student at the U of I and about to embark on your next grand adventure. It's a little hard to believe that just 2 years ago, I was about to make the same transition. Confession, I don't remember much of my graduation. But I do remember Director McGee shaking my hand and saying, "See you at work tomorrow morning," and approximately 12 hours later, I got my new office keys and started my career here at the School of Music. Regardless of whether or not your transition to your next adventure is overnight or a few months, you're about to assume another role, proud alumni of the University of Illinois. As graduates, you are now able to join the university's Alumni Association. Do it, get involved, and be involved. Your membership in the Alumni Association will keep you connected with established and successful alumni who share a common Illinois experience. In my 2 years here, I've had the pleasure to meet alumni from all walks of life as I travel the country representing our school. Whether gathering in New York City or Chicago as we celebrated our university's sesquicentennial, or speaking to recent alumni at the Illinois Music Education Conference, I'm always fascinated to hear stories and perspectives of what it means to be a U of I alum. Alumni generally talk about three things when I speak to them. First, they share stories of unexpected setbacks through which they've worked. I guarantee you, you will face adversity perhaps sooner than you may expect. Now, a good commencement talk wouldn't be complete without a profound quote, so I'd like to share with you a thought from someone who knows a bit about overcoming adversity. Author and civil rights activist Maya Angelou wrote, quote, "You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. In fact, it may be necessary to encounter the defeats so you can know who you are, what you can rise from, and how you can come out of it." The transformative education we've received here at the U of I has prepared you to overcome all life's challenges, and I know you will rise to even greater heights than you can even imagine. This brings me to the second topic alumni bring up, the transformative nature of their time here. I think we've all experienced that moment when a professor brought up an especially profound point and we all thought, well, this changes everything. I experienced that moment myself in a class appropriately titled Transformative Music Education. Dr. Jean Ann Nichols taught this class. This has been a pretty subdued graduation ceremony, so could we all make a little noise for Dr. Nichols? Yeah? I am proud to call her a mentor, a friend, and colleague, despite the fact that she caused a mild existential crisis thanks to our class conversations. My time in her class so deeply impacted me that it changed my entire career trajectory from horn performer and pedagogue to arts advocacy through public engagement, and I haven't looked back. I love this work, and if I can do something each day that connects our school to someone we haven't previously reached, or make our education system a little bit more equitable, then it's a good day's work, and there will always be more work to do. Our education that we've received here is impactful, it's transformative, and it will help you navigate a career that makes you excited to wake up every morning and get to work. The third thing alumni tend to bring up is how they remain engaged with the U of I. Whether it's talking about the recent news published in Sonorities, which you'll receive this fall, or talking about a wonderful musical experience their students had at Illinois Summer Youth Music. You should all come if you are out there, it's really fun. Our alumni remain engaged. We encourage you to do so as well. We will always be interested in sharing your accomplishments as our accomplishments. As you prepare to sing the alma mater for the final time as students, I encourage you to think about the iconic statue, a symbol of the important change in each of our lives that happens when we move on from the university. Inscribed on her base is the text, "To thy happy children of the future, those of the past send greetings." As students, we have felt the welcome of Alma's outstretched arms and benefited from the vast amount of resources available to us. As a School of Music family, we are doing our part to give forward through the Smith Music Legacy Scholarship Project. Your awareness and support of this project will ensure that future generations of students can continue to enjoy the same transformative education we've all experienced. And more importantly, that these experiences remain accessible to all. The support you've received as students does not end here today. We here at the School of Music, we will continue to have your back. When the going gets tough, I encourage you to remember all that you have accomplished during your time here, and lean on this School of Music family you will always be a part of. Our doors will always be open, we're an email away, and we've got your back. Congratulations, class of 2018, and go Illini!
And now, Dr. Ollie Watts Davis, Professor of Music and this year's recipient of the Outstanding Faculty Leadership Award from the entire campus, will lead us in singing the alma mater. Please join us in singing the traditional version printed inside your program. All right. Now's the moment, ladies and gentlemen. It brings me great pleasure to introduce to you the class of 2018 from the University of Illinois School of Music. Congratulations.
you.